man. Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming with a force. Yeah, blessing the reap and we coursing on.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I am coming on here to give y'all a quick review of Sistas Season 7, Episode 1. Excuse my voice. I have been teaching for 2 hours today. So a girl is tired and a voice is me, okay? So y'all, the Sistas episode, this episode, it was just, I'm going to try to give it a chance for this season because I'm really excited for the new writers, but it's not giving what I thought it was going to give, okay? I think they're trying to take on like a soap opera feel where they're kind of like bouncing back and forth in scenes or whatever. But child, this is not Days of Our Lives, and this ain't how it used to be when I was a little girl and I was watching with my grandma. Okay, this ain't how it used to be set up. But it started off with Danny, and I'm gonna go through every scene fully. They kept bouncing back and forth, and I didn't understand why. I think they should have just went on. I think that was their way of trying to segue out of, you know how they had those awkward scenes where it was like filler lines where they just kept talking and talking and talking about stuff that was irrelevant. I am excited that that didn't happen this episode. However, the written dialogue was still giving subpar. Okay. So the episode starts off where Danny, we continue from last season where Danny was getting ready to get kidnapped, it seemed, on the side of her car. And we end up realizing it was just a dream. And she wakes up in the bed with Tony. So Tony is like, okay, this is you've been continuously having these dreams. I think you need to go see a therapist. And I think you need to really get yourself, talk to somebody about this stuff and figure out, sometimes dreams mean things, and talking to somebody could really help you out. So Danny is looking at him like he's crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Therapy? Like, what? And so he said, well, I go to therapy or whatever, and it helps me. And he said, I started going to therapy after my divorce. And she's looking at him like, okay, so now you must have split personalities. And you know what? This really shines a lot of light on in the Black community where we think that going to therapy means that somebody is crazy. People are not crazy that go to therapy. People that don't go to therapy are crazy. Okay? So Danny was being very passive aggressive, trying to make a joke out of everything. And he's basically like, this is not a laughing matter. It's not funny. Like, I'm serious. I think you really need to go and speak to somebody. Promise me that you'll try. So Danny says that she'll try to go and speak with someone. So then they end up slapping shoes and canoodling around or whatever. Then we see in another scene where they come back to them that he gets out of the bed. Like, I thought it was really weird where they flash to him going in the bathroom, texting or calling somebody on the phone, trying to make it seem like he was doing something inappropriate. But we come to find out later on that he actually called Sabrina to have her come over there to talk to Danny about this dream that she had and how she's feeling. So I'm just like, what is Sabrina going to do? Is Sabrina a therapist? Moving on. So then we go to Andy at her penthouse, okay? So, y'all, this Jordan replacement, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think the Jordan replacement really likes women. Just saying. It's kind of giving off that. Kind of giving off Jordan in real life doesn't like women, okay? Yeah, and the character is not acting well enough for him to hide it well enough. But that's just my opinion. We're going to leave right there, and we're going to leave right there. Okay, we're going to leave right the freak there. Okay, moving on. So they're all lovey-dovey in the kitchen. We see Andy cooking and whatnot, being domestical and things. Well, I know domestical is not a word, but we're going to say it today. So here comes Gary and Penelope galloping on in here. Now, I want y'all to understand, this season is supposed to be 3 months after the last season, okay? So Penelope was 7 months pregnant 3 months ago. So that means that her water should be about to break at any minute here. I don't know. Maybe she's gonna have go into labor in Andy's penthouse. I don't know what's going on. But it's just a lot of passive aggressive behavior between Andy and Gary throughout this time. Gary ends up like snatching his arm from around Penelope, which kind of indicates that maybe there's some background, maybe some, type of abuse going on over there. Who knows? But Gary is like really upset seeing Andy with Jordan. So then a discussion of Jordan running. He's like, why do you really have us over here? And they say, well, Jordan was missing his sister, so he really wanted to be around his sister. So then Gary's like, okay, whatever. What really do you want us to be over here for? So Andy was like, I really just wanted to let you know that I'm over you. Like, we can move forward, with Jordan and his aspirations for being mayor or whatever. So Jordan goes ahead and tells them that he is, I guess, going to go ahead and put his name in the hat to become the next mayor. So Gary immediately sees an opportunity for him to do some more shiesty stuff and gives Jordan $100,000 towards his campaign. I'm like, Gary, are you about to try to use Jordan to do your dirty work behind the scenes? It's giving something ain't right. So moving on, Gary puts the money in there. Jordan thinks that's so generous. So does Penelope. Penelope's looking at Andy like, well, why do you have a problem? If you want us to move forward, why is it a problem for him to have the money? So Andy's like, I don't know, because Andy really know how Gary is. So she like, this money ain't coming without no stipulations, okay? So basically, Andy tells Jordan later on that Gary is probably going to manipulate him with this money, and that Gary doesn't do things for people for free. But Gary ends up going to the bathroom. Penelope and Jordan are reminiscing about things that they did as a child or whatever. And Gary goes into the bathroom and he finds Andy's panties, and we see him playing pocket pool to Andy's panties. And then we see, of course, at the end where Penelope comes in and catches him doing it. So who knows? Penelope might go into damn labor right then and there, child, because she is 10 months pregnant at this point, right? Okay. Moving on. Sabrina got a job back. She was on the phone with Maurice. Maurice is still doing OnlyFans, child. He tells her that Calvin done moved on to be with a WP woman because she's okay with all his little weird freaky stuff. Moving on, they get off the phone. So then Rich comes in, they talk, have some small talk. Rich tells her that, those people should be happy to have her back at that job after what they did to her. And I'm like, it all. So y'all, I got cut off in my last video. So we were talking about Sabrina and Rich. So Sabrina and Rich were in her office and they ended up trying to do the do on the desk. And she was like, listen, I just got, fired, almost damn near fired. I'm not trying to be doing this on the desk and lose my daggone job. So he suggests they go out in the car and do the do. So she's like, you know what? I'll go out there and do it in your car. You know what? Why am I the only one? I can have some fun too. Why can everybody else run off with other women and men wearing panties or whatever the case may be? I was like, Sabrina, okay, girl. Rich don't know what the heck you talking about, but all he care about is the fact that you're going to go ahead and give him something in the car. Okay. But then obviously, as she's thinking about doing all of this, she gets the phone call from Tony that we realize later on gets her over to Danny's house so that they can discuss the fact that Danny is going through having these bad dreams, and Tony just wants somebody that is going to be able to get through to her. So I guess he realizes Sabrina is going to be that one that can do that. Okay. I don't know why he thought Sabrina was going to be the one to do it, but nevertheless, that's who he called. Okay. So moving on, Rich is blown at this point because now Sabrina is leaving and he ain't about to get nothing in the car. So moving on, the last part we have Zach and Fatima. Zach is obviously pissed off because Heather had little Michael picked up from them. He had Michael for a little bit of time after they had picked him up from Heather's house. But I don't know what happened where Zach couldn't keep him, because Zach's house is obviously much cleaner than Heather's, and he didn't have mysterious men coming in and out of his house. So, I mean, as the father, and obviously he needed to get out of jail to pay the child support. This story is just all over the place. So I don't understand why it's okay for him to pay child support to get out of jail, but he can't get his kid. It's weird. I just feel like the way they wrote this first episode was very, very choppy. I'm still going to give it a chance. I'm going to give the first 3 episodes for them to kind of get the storyline together. But right now, it ain't making no sense. But y'all, thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this season with us too and trying to grin and bear it. I'm going to hold on as long as I can, y'all. Y'all got me for the first 3 episodes. Other than that, we going to see how this shake it down, because I ain't about to be wasting my time this season. All right, y'all. Peace out.